Good morning. It seems that whenever I come out to do any kind of work, it's the windiest day. What is on that? Okay, so my plan for the defense against the chicken dark arts is this old PEX piping. Thanks, folks, for giving it to me to use. So what my plan is, instead of clipping the chickens with feathers, which I won't do, but I have to devise another option. Brian's was like, make the fence taller, which is a very good idea, except requires probably the same amount of work as doing this, but whatever. So what my plan is to make these PEX hoops or just covers. So cover the crops while they're small and transplanting in until they get to a size where I can release them. So this white cover that I bought is not ideal. I've said that before. I do not like it, but I have a lot of it, so I'm going to use that. Yeah, because it blows off. Like, it's hard to keep pegged down. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to use. And so I'm going to keep the plants covered. But the way I know that the chickens are still going to ruin the plants if I expose them is because these covers, when we were away, blew off the garlic. And the chickens exposed the sides of some of my garlic bulbs, which is very irritating. So I have to, like, now that we're home, I'm gonna have to come in here every day or so or check them just to make sure that the covers aren't getting blown off. But that's my plan. So I'm gonna cut a bunch of this stuff today and cover the crops as I plant them, and hopefully it will keep the chickens out of here, or not out of here, but away from the things that I want to grow. So it is going to be a very labor intensive growing season, and I'm going to have to think about maybe the breed of chickens that I get, because honestly it's the new ones, the ones from last year that come in here. Maybe they're just free spirits, but the OGs, the original heritage breeds that I got, never came in here. So I don't know what the deal is. Somebody, if you're a chicken person, maybe you have to do some chicken research, let me know. So let's get cutting some of this stuff here. I'm gonna use a hacksaw and see how that works. I have to measure to make sure. I gotta get a hoop of good size first. There we go. Brian cut these little metal rods, and so I just space them along the garden. I stick them in the ground, and then the tubing slides right over. So I make this frame, and then put the cover over. And I got a whole bunch of volunteer sunflowers coming up, so that's nice. They get to stay. I'll make sure they're on the outside. I just went to all that hard work to cover my row covers back up, and then Brian is taking them apart because he's going to lay the irrigation, which is a good idea. I'm not against it. I didn't think about the irrigation, and then I'm about to plant out other beds, and it does make sense. It's easier. Like, it's hard to weave irrigation through established plants, so it's easier to do it when the plants are still young, but I have to undo my work, which is a bummer. Just giving the bed another little fork. I already have some little lettuce plants right here. I have two. But I am going to plant this in rows because Brian, just to help with the irrigation, these plants are still pretty small, so hopefully, like, if I cover them, well, they'll be all right. That's too many lettuces in one container. Good root mass, though. This bed calls for the broad fork. The reason I need to loosen the soil so much in this bed is because I'm planting onions in here, and I need them to be able to bulb up. I feel feel like I didn't put compost on this bed. Okay, I'm gonna plant my onions. Oh, there's my skizzers. But before I do, so these are the ones that I bought. They are yellow sweet Spanish onion. But see how tall they are? They've grown since I got them. But I'm gonna give them, this is satisfying, a nice little haircut, and then I will plant them. Now I'll plant them. They'll be just fine. If you don't cut them, then they kind of get long and leggy before they get established. And when you plant onions, you plant just the roots. So you don't plant the whole white part in the ground, you leave that part exposed. And these and the leeks I have to cover this year because of the leek moth that I got last year. So that's why the garlic is covered for multiple reasons, but I do not want to have to deal with leek moth in a big way this year if I don't have to. So I'm gonna plant, I might companion plant in here actually. I might do onions and either broccoli, kale, and then leeks on the other side. It's all about experimentation. So we'll see how many onions I have and how much room I need. So I'm just gonna lay them out first. I might put my broccoli down the middle. I think that's what I'm gonna do. We'll try it. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Out. 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 Yeah. Until I get everything covered. You are not welcome. No. Out. Out, out, out. Honey, no. Can't have it today. Go on. She's persistent. This will be an interesting experiment. Just wrap it around the rhubarb however you can. Well, I've got everything planted out and covered. I put lettuce, onions, broccoli, kale, and leeks. And they are undercover for leek moth and chicken protection. And I guess the kale, so the brassicas would be cabbage looper. So that's good. I mean, a little row protection is always great. And then we've pre-installed the irrigation tape so that when we put in the irrigation lines, we can quickly hook them up and we don't have to weave them between the big plants, because that is a pain in the bum. So next step is hardening off my tomatoes and peppers and a couple of other plants that I bought. And then in about 2 weeks, also all of my in-ground seeds that I want to plant, mostly beans and maybe some zucchini and maybe some squash. Although right now I have a butternut squash in the oven from last year, so we still have leftover. It's not going to be as good anymore, so I am maybe going to have to grow some, but I don't look forward to the striped cucumber beetle battle. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope your gardening season is off to a great start. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.